Hey YouTube, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Evan.
And we're Tacoma Games, bringing you the second round of our store championship. We've got Brian on the left and Ben on the right. Evan, what do you think about these two?
Well, Brian and Ben are two of our regular guys here. They're both great players. They fly very cool, very aggressive lists. I think we'll have a good game here today between the two of them.
I do too. So we've got Brian on the left with Asajj Ventress with a Tanny Mind Link, Latz-Razzie, Rig Cargo Chute, and Gyroscopic Targeting. Fen Rao with Itani, Auto Thrusters, Conquered Dawn Protector. Endrew with Itani, Homing Missiles, Scavenger Crane, and Guidance Chips. And Ben on the right with Bosk with VI, Mangler, Dengar, Boba Fett, Forlom, and Burnout Slam. And Ketsu Ono with VI, K4, Glitter Stim, Engine Upgrade, and the Shadowcaster title.
Yep. Like I said, I think this will be a very good match. And a lot of aggressive ships here.
There's the handshake, and we're off. And it is an aggressive list. So I like flying with Brian, because he flies things that are sort of meta, but he's got his own little twist on them. And so this list is a very Brian list, dropping the contracted scout for Endrew there.
Yep. Yeah, and he can hit pretty hard if he gets out there by himself and someone forgets about him.
Oh yeah, 5 dice homing missile attack, and it's a homing missile. You get to keep the target locked, so that can be nasty. I'm not sure how many homing missiles. Well, in the Scavenger Crane, he can
conceivably get him back.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many homing missiles Brian got off throughout the course of the day, but probably enough. I mean, he did pretty well in the tournament. Don't want to spoil anything, but he did pretty well in the tournament.
Yeah, and it only takes 1 or 2 of those to change the whole course of a match.
Oh yeah, very punchy trade-in.
Boost coming in here. But like you said, it does also, by switching out from the contracted, you save a couple points, so it lets him throw some extra things on Asajj.
Yes, the Gyroscopic Targeting and the Rig Cargo Chute aren't a part of a standard Paratani list, but Endrew lets you do that. And both are pretty solid upgrades.
Yeah.
I harped on about the Cargo Chute in the last video, because... So... It's one of them upgrades you forget about, right? Yeah. I mean, you put it in your list, and it takes an action to use, and so you can go entire games without using it. I mean, the bright side is it's only a point. So when you do need it, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, and it can really help you out when it's if you place it right.
Oh yeah, definitely. Round 2. So this is also a weird dynamic on the typical Paratani list, because Asajj goes first now. She's normally goes like after the scout or Palab or whatever. Actually, what is Palab's pilot skill? Doesn't matter.
I believe.
Point is, Asajj going first is not a part of the standard Paratani makeup, and Brian has to alter his strategies accordingly. Then again, she does have a crap ton of green on her dial.
Yeah.
Of course, I just realized it now. I guess it makes Asajj a little bit more flimsy, because in a typical Paratani, if she's coming under fire, she moves second, so she can take an evade, and she already has a focus.
That's true.
In this list, she's only going to have a focus.
That's true.
Well, I guess she could just evade, and then Endrew could focus. Hey, we're way overthinking this. Here comes Ben rocketing up the map with Ketsu.
Those ships are fast.
Yeah, so large base ship doing a 5, that is super fast.
That'll probably put him in the range.
Yeah, that looks like that's just barely the outskirts of range 3. I think we're going to get some shooting this round. Here comes Fen Rao with a 2 straight. Probably going to boost to angle in. I would.
Yep.
And there it goes.
Setting him up for the next round. Shooting on Bosk.
There's the range ruler. That's definitely range 3. So it looks like both Ketsu and Asajj will get to shoot. First attack of the game. He'll spend the focus for 3.
3. Seems good.
Ouch.
Yes.
So he'll spend the focus, but that still shields down on Endru. That's the risk you take taking Endru instead of a contracted scout.
Yeah. That would not have hurt a scout nearly as much.
No. Still have shields left. 2 hits from Asajj. 2 evades for Ketsu.
Well, it turned out to be a very good first round of shooting there for Ben.
Well, yeah, for Ben. Very productive first round of combat for Ben. Oop, tiny bump of Endru, but put it back. Here goes Asajj. 1 straight. Not
quite close enough.
Oh, it might be. Looks like they bumped the ship a little bit when they were doing the range measurement.
Yeah.
These guys know each other very well. They play together all the time, so I think Ben gave it to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's the target lock. Here comes Endru.
3-yard in, see. Still able to pass that focus around, so it doesn't hurt Asajj as much.
No. Boss coming in. I wonder if that's going to be range 2 for Asajj's stress token.
It's going to be close.
Really close. Here's Ketsu, still very aggressive plays from Ben. It's probably, range 1.5?
Yeah. Might be able to sneak a range 1 shot onto Asajj if he wanted to, but I don't think there's much of a reason. Yep, target locking.
Well, that's from K4. And here's the boost. Will he fit?
Yep.
And yeah, that 3 is a pretty good approximation of a large ship doing a 1 boost. Yeah. Endru is in trouble. A lot of trouble.
A lot of trouble.
Fen Rao with a 3 bank. Ooh, that's going to be close to range 1.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I don't know. The question is, you want to take that risk of it not being at range 1, and then boss shooting at you.
I think I'd boost here.
That Mangler cannon from boss at range 2 onto Fen Rao would be a bad thing to see.
Goes for the target lock instead. We'll see if it works out for him. A free tractor beam token from Ketsu's pilot ability.
Mm-hmm.
If someone is in Ketsu's primary and mobile firing arcs at range 1, they get a free tractor beam token. And Ben is really good at taking advantage of that. First attack of the round. Oh! Youch, nothing Endru can do about that.
No. Yep. That 1 evade does not matter.
Nope. Ouch.
It's always sad to see a ship go when it didn't even get to shoot.
Yeah.
But
looks like they're just out of range 1. Ooh, that's a bad place for Fen to be. Rerolling 2 from Dengar. Oh, nope, just spending the focus.
And
Mangler cannon. That is 2 crits and a hit. Ouch. But if anybody can pull this off, it's Fen Rao.
Mm-hmm. Of course, he's going to be able to forlom his focus, so...
Yes, and he did.
Yes.
He splits one of the crits into 2 hits with Bosk's pilot ability.
Could be straight off the board.
Oh, damaged cockpit. That is not what you want to see on your first round of Fen Rao. Fen Rao shoots back. He's still technically PS9 for the rest of this.
Yep. Does put 3 damage into Bosk, but that is not a good trade.
No. No, it's not. Asajj shooting at Bosk. Spends a target lock and the focus for 2 hits. What evade from Bosk?
His patented maneuver.
Yep. You pick up a handful of green dice, and they will do you bad. But if you're flying Bosk and you pick up 1, you'll get evades all the time.
All the time.
K-turn from Fen Rao. Stressed. Stresses Asajj as well, but Asajj doesn't care. Probably one of the best dials in the game for clearing stress, really.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Certainly the best on a large ship.
Yeah. There goes the focus for everybody. Bosk will clear the stress, but he's going to park on a debris field here, so he'll get the stress right back. And that's the problem with Bosk.
Well, both of these ships are fairly large.
Yeah, they're huge. It's actually the funny thing. That's why the both of them started using the epic ship pegs like they're on now. So they got tired of taking their ships off. But when they fly against each other, they both use them, and they have to take them off anyway.
So, not a bump?
Not a bump.
Ooh.
And no damage from the debris. Bosk still doesn't get an action because he's stressed.
Yeah, he doesn't need those.
Three hard from Ketsu. I wouldn't be surprised to see another boost here. Free target lock from K4.
And
yep, here it comes.
Putting them right next to each other.
And Ketsu's off the peg, too.
It's not a place that you want to see any ship between Bosk and Ketsu.
Yeah, between a Bosk and a hard place. Not entirely sure what they're deliberating about now.
Probably just talking about those crit being that nasty.
Yes. Yeah. God. That's the risk you take with Fen, though.
Yep.
Here comes the free tractor beam token from Ketsu Ono's ability. And the free stress token that Asajj hands out to Bosk. Here comes the attack.
Is it Ketsu first?
Yep. Wants to... With the title, if Ketsu hits, she'll be able to put another tractor beam token on Asajj.
Yep. And if you roll like that, it's going to happen. There's an evade, but still 3.
Shields down on Asajj.
And the second tractor beam.
So no more evade dice for Bosk's attack, and again, that was barely not a bump. So Bosk could use the Mangler or
Ben usually goes for the Mangler, even at range 1.
He did. 2 rerolls from Dengar. That just happened.
3 crits. Of course, you will need to burn one of those.
Yeah. They're talking right now about whether Brian wants to spend one of the stress on Bosk for an automatic evade. Brian opts not to keep the wizard stressed. We've got a blinded pilot, bummer, and a stunned pilot. So if Asajj bumps from here on out, that's 1 point of damage. There's Fen Rao. Brian measures it. They decide it's range 1.
So...
There it is.
Yeah, that's...
So Brian rolls 2 more dice. Another hit. Here comes the target lock. So 4 hits and a crit.
That's Finn Rao for you.
Yep.
A lot of brutal rolls this round.
Yeah. There's a lot of crit cards I had to edit into this video. Damage sensor array, so Bosk is just never getting an action ever again.
No, he's not.
Not with 2 stress and a damage sensor array. That's just not going to happen. Fenn's going a 2 straight.
Will bump.
Like I said, these guys have played together a lot, so anything that's going on at Brian's side of the board, or I'm sorry, Ben's side of the board, Brian just has him do it, and vice versa, normally. These two have done really well for themselves locally. Like, Ben's got a store championship under his belt.
Yep.
They've both done very well at store championships, and they've also both did very well at regionals last year.
Oh, and here comes the cargo chute.
Yup. Oh, I forgot to mention, when that nasty hit that Bosk had last round, you'll notice Asajj Ventress has Lat's Razzie crossed off, and Bosk has Boba Fett crossed off. Not only was that a tremendous hit, but he Boba Fetted Lat's Razzie. I forgot about it because they forget about it. Yeah, we'll see Lat's Razzie coming into play on a couple of their future rounds because they both just forgot about it. And that happens. It's like, you can forget about the cargo chute. It's the problem with Boba Fett is that some lists are just some lists. People are used to flying them a certain way. So if you take a card out of it, people just completely forget that it's gone. And you've really got to stay on top of that, which Ben did very well in every other game he played at the store. Just not this one.
Sometimes being back on the camera, even when you're an experienced player, just things start to skip.
Oh, yeah. Well, and this is the second round of the tournament. Being at a tournament will rattle your nerves in the first place, and being on camera definitely rattles your nerves. Another thing that they forgot about is that Bosk will end up just barely on the debris here.
Yeah.
And they forget to do the roll for it. They just did the roll with Ketsu, but they forgot to do it with Bosk. And they will continue to forget to do that again for the rest of this match. I said it happens. You're at a tournament, you're on camera, nerves are rattled.
Yep, and especially with something that you don't see very often.
Oh, yeah. And it's not something that really would have changed the match one way or the other.
No, I don't think so.
No, I mean, after the first couple of rounds, this match is... It's more or less at this point Brian to get as many points as possible. I mean, he's got 4 hull left on the board.
Yeah.
That's just a brutal first round.
Bosk is sitting there right in front of him. It could be finishing off right there this round.
Yep. Target lock from Ketsu. I don't know what they're talking about right now. Only 1 hit and 1 crit. Nothing from Ketsu. Or Asajj.
Nothing from Asajj, but...
There's the stress spent.
Yep.
1 crit. Major explosion. Nothing. Good for Brian. He needed that. So Fenn Rau was bumped, but now he is not. There's like a hair between them.
Just the smallest.
Bummer. Didn't get a focus this round because of the cargo chute and him bumping. So just 2 hits. That'll take Bosk down to 1 hull, hanging on by a thread.
But Bosk isn't in the best spot to maneuver at the moment, so...
No. All 4 of those stress there are Bosk's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if somebody bumps Asajj, that's fine. So that's probably what Brian is going for here, trying to force one of them to bump in order to have only one of them shoot at him this round.
Yep.
Bosk does a 1 bank, which will barely clear. That'll clear a stress, but I mean, it really doesn't matter at this point.
That much. And Ketsu's just going to run into him, it looks like.
Yep, and they'll forget about the debris field again. They never forget the stress.
No.
No, you remember the stress.
Well, and again, it's only 1 out of 8 that would have taken damage, and...
Yeah, probably...
Although if Bosk had taken 1 damage on that rock...
Yeah, I suppose that would have mattered. If Bosk had taken 1 point of damage on that rock, that would have mattered. That could have swung things a little bit.
Yeah, just MOV at this point.
Which matters. In a tournament?
Yes, matters a lot.
Matters a lot. This is Ketsu onto Asajj. Spend the target lock.
Yep.
Just 1.
Just 1. And there's...
2 evades.
About time that he rolled some evades.
Yeah. Poor Brian. His green dice are finally starting to come around, and it's way too late. Dengar for rerolls.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3. Now, Brian's really got to think here about whether he's going to use that Forlom or not. If he does, Bosk is going off the board, but he's only got 1 hit point anyway, and he goes for it. So no focus token for Asajj.
Which is...
Ouch.
Very important.
Yes, that was definitely the difference between life and death there, and that takes Asajj out of the game. So... Can Fen Rao either finish Bosk or get Ketsu 2 points into hull before he goes? It's not looking good.
No.
Looks like Brian is going to go for Ketsu rather than Bosk.
Yeah. One evade, and nothing. So now the question is, do you turn away and let Bosk fly off the board for yourself, or stay aggressive with your 1 hit point, which looks like what he does, and try to get it in.
Yeah, and it's going to be close whether Bosk goes off the board this round or next round. We'll have to see.
Mm-hmm.
But Brian doesn't like running away.
No.
He likes, if a match is over, Brian wants to finish it. But yeah, there's definitely a good argument, like if Fen could have done like a 3 bank or something and then a boost or a barrel roll to try to get some distance.
Yep.
He might have lived through this round and lived long enough for Bosk to, he didn't get off the board this round. He's definitely off next round.
Yeah, for sure.
Here comes the bump from Ketsu. And that's the other thing you've got to worry about. See, people forget about Ketsu's power, especially when, Brian hasn't rotated the dial at all.
No, yeah.
Still got it pointed forward. So, this doesn't mean that Fen Rao is safe. And that's why they're breaking out the train tracks here, because the angle of Ketsu's firing arc is really going to matter here in a minute. So, that is a bump. Ketsu still gets a free target lock, which she'll take on Fen Rao.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously. Still keeping the stress, forgetting to roll another dice. Which, at worst, we're talking would have taken her Ketsu's shields down. Not that big of a deal.
Not at the moment.
Here comes the glitter stim. Brian wants to end this.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially because, Ben is about to annihilate Fen Rao.
So the tractor beam, he's going to manhandle Fen Rao. Push him away. It's no longer a bump. And Ketsu has a glitter stim and a target lock. Fen Rao will get an automatic evade from the title. That's if he's in range 1 and in firing arc, he gets a free evade result in addition to his roll. Glitter Stim for 4.
That's just it.
Brian could do this. He needs all paint.
All paint.
Oh, no, he doesn't have a focus. He needs all evades.
Yeah.
There's the handshake. That's the end of the match. Brutal match.
Harsh all around. Both of those lists, like I said, go on to do reasonably well.
Yes, they do.
But well flown by Ben.
Very well flown by Ben. And everything that Ben's list wanted to do happened.
Yes.
All the nasty crits, getting into range 1 to push Endrew around with Ketsu, and then to do the same to Fenrau at the end. Just really rough match. It was honestly kind of hard to watch because I'm really good friends with both of these guys, and
it was brutal to watch.
Yeah. Again, they're both really good competitors. They both go on to do very well at the store championship, and you'll see more of at least one of them later.
Yes.
But yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody.
Yep.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Evan.
And we're Tacoma Games, and we'll have more videos from our store championship coming up soon.